welcome to another DIY for Kids idea. This is Scott. He's 13, he's my son, and he's learning a lot. You think you're learning stuff?
Yeah.
Stuff that you'll be able to use in the future?
Yeah, some DIY things.
Some DIY things? You'll be painting and decorating and fixing stuff in the future?
Yeah, hope so.
This project is like the other projects in terms of it's something which hopefully will just inspire kids to create stuff. We've got a bit more free time at the moment, so let's do something which is creative. And let's try and use some principles of DIY, which isn't doing things like re-roofing a house, but which will teach principles which will come in useful later in life. And actually in the process, we get to make something really useful. Everything we do is safe, but safety is paramount. So we'll always be concentrating on if we need glasses or gloves. But I also want to teach you, your sister, and you about using things which might be a little bit dangerous if you use them wrong, because you can actually hurt yourself with a screwdriver. But if we learn how to use tools safely, then they will be safe. So, most important thing is we have fun. Please subscribe to this channel. Please clicky the likey thing, and also you can set up an alert. Set the notification bell so one of these comes up and we'll be able to tell you about it all. Now, this project, I thought we would do something which we haven't done before, which is a lot of water bottles. Yes, I've been collecting them. We will make something for somebody else. And that's another really nice thing you can do when it comes to DIY projects. You can actually make a gift. And there's nothing quite like making a gift for somebody, because I'll tell you, they will be much happier with something that you made for them than just something you bought in the shop.
Yeah.
Exactly. And we're going to make a gift for your sister.
Uh-huh.
So, what does Megan really love?
Gymnastics.
Gymnastics. She's nuts about gymnastics. And what is that thing she's trying to do?
I think it's called an aerial.
What is that exactly?
It's like a no-handed round-off.
Round-off, kind of like what you cartwheel without any hands.
Yeah, basically.
What's the barriers to her actually doing that?
Like, can't jump high enough.
Can't.
It needs more like maybe rotation or something.
Well, I think she's get like a, what is that bouncy thing, like a trampoline? Is it a trampette?
Trampette.
Yeah. So she needs a sort of something which can give her a bit of momentum.
Or height, yeah.
Or height. So I thought about making her kind of a springy thing that she could bounce off.
Okay.
All right. Let's go to our trusty book here. So I reckon if we were to create something like a sort of wedgie thing. Yes, okay, so your sister runs around the thing, runs in this direction on the slopey bit, bounces there, and then does her cartwheelie thing, doink, and lands like that. Does that seem like a good idea? She doesn't actually do a thing.
Yeah, no, I can see that, yeah.
General gesture, okay. So we've got to create something here which is kind of bouncy.
Okay.
Now,
does this involve water bottles?
How does this involve water bottles? Well, it's a very good question, because here's one of the principles of physics. Sometimes things on their own don't have very much strength.
Yeah.
If your sister was to try and bounce on that,
it would just
squish. However, a bit like ants building a nest, one ant will probably have a bit of a tough job, but lots of ants can actually make something happen. And I reckon if we use the power of lots of things, we could use these disused water bottles, which we've been saving from the recycling, and I reckon we can make something which might actually work for your sister.
Okay. It's like the needle thing. If you put loads of needles on like a mat, like stood up, normally one, it'll just go straight through your foot. But with loads of them, you can actually walk on the needles.
I don't think you should try that at home.
Like,
isn't that the thing that those people in sort of like circuses and do?
It's just physics.
It's physics.
Yeah,
walking on needles. Weight.
Yeah.
Spreading the weight over lots of needles. Yeah. So I reckon if the basic principle of this project is to fasten these together to create a kind of bouncy thing, like a weight thing, and then I found this. Recognise this?
Yeah, it looks like a yoga mat.
It's a yoga mat, or actually I think it's a ground mat from camping. Okay.
Oh yeah, the things you.
But you might well have stuff like this lying around. I reckon if we use that, it's foam. So I reckon if we use that to kind of enclose these bottles, there's a possibility that this might work. So this is a very simple project, and for once, it doesn't involve any tools. What it involves is a lot of effort. We have here stuff called duct tape, and it's not quack quack duck. It's D-U-C-T, duct tape. So it's actually used when they are, well, ducts, like air conditioning ducts originally. But it's just really strong. So you feel how strong that is. Just
try and rip it off.
Just feel, if you pull it, see if you can break it. Okay, well, there you go. Just proves how strong it is. It is very strong, though.
Okay.
You're stronger than I thought you were. So what we're going to do is, I reckon, if we create something with these bottles, so we want to basically... God. Right. We want to create like a load of wedges. So let's just find out how many bottles across we need to go. And I reckon it's that many, okay?
Yeah.
So what we need to do is create a load of 7 width bottles, okay? So I reckon we can tie them up with a duct tape if we just wrap it round in a straight line, okay? So if you want to just to get the duct tape, I know it's terribly sticky stuff, and put the duct tape on this one, line them up, very neat, okay? Okay, and then turn it over, and then, okay, and rip it. So now we've created something which is already
Pretty good.
I reckon we just need to carry on until we've done this. So, do you want to have a go? We'll do it together because I think it's a lot easier if it is together. We now know that that's 7 is what we need, so we just have to create a load of these 7 wide. So I think we probably need to check that their tops are tight, because otherwise the air will squish out. And already I'm seeing that that is actually quite bouncy. I don't know how many of these we're going to need. We're sort of making this up as we go along. So we're starting to get an idea of a ramp here, aren't we?
Yeah.
So we go slightly less, slightly more. So I reckon we just want another, like this time 3 high.
All right.
So can you get the idea of what we're trying to create here? It's a ramp of these squishy bottles. Now, there is obviously a reasonably sized gap there, between there and there, but I'm hoping that that will be taken up by the mat. So I reckon we got the shape that we need there. Is that going to be enough for her?
Yeah.
Does that provide what she needs? Yeah, okay. So now, if we get this, and let's just put them in this. How about that ski? Now, do you think if we cover that, that's going to do the job? I reckon it does. The only thing we might want to do is, I don't think there's enough, I think that's just about right actually. But where would we want that bit to be? Probably underneath. I don't think really making a difference, does it? Like wrapping a present. We don't want it to trip over like a little edge, but I suppose we can just turn it over, can't we? I'm just checking that that works then. No, okay. Because what we need to do is, I think this is going to slip around. This is what you have to do. You have to adapt as you go along. So I think the problem we've got is that these ones are slipping. So I think we need to put a second row of tape around those.
Okay.
Now I'm just looking at how this is sitting, and they seem to want to sit more like that. Right, see how they're going into each other there?
Yeah.
And I don't think that matters, because I think that's providing a bit more stability.
That just means that there's 2 holding 1 up.
Yeah, exactly. So if we wanted to be particularly thoughtful here, what we might do is we might wrap even more tape around the whole thing. So we now have something which is a lot more rigid, okay?
Yeah.
So I think now what we want to do is we want to have our joint on the bottom. So I think we need to go pull it over like that, tuck it under the back edge, make it tight, and we don't want that. That's okay. So I think if we just make it as tight as we can, okay?
Yeah.
So it's that, just let's line it up properly. Now duct tape, it won't work on the edge like that. You probably need to go round.
Okay.
And then to stop them going out, and then we need to enclose the edges. So we need to go round. Right, so we now have a springy wedge thing. So that probably would work like that. I don't see why not. I can't see any reason why that wouldn't work like that. But the only thing is, it doesn't look very pretty, does it?
No.
And I know your sister would probably go, ooh, it's a bit green and it's a bit duct tapey, and you can see it. So you'd be amazed at what is inside things, which looks horrible, but then put covers on them. So what I think we need to do is get some fairly strong material, okay? Now this was just lying around, and I don't even know what it was for, but it's kind of like this rubber backed stuff.
Yeah, thick material.
So I think we're going to have a route around and see if we can find some more material like that. And then all we will do is we will wrap the material round, and maybe we will then get Mum to sew, or we can have a go at sewing the edges to sew it all together.
Okay.
But that's to finish it off. So that's phase 2 of the project. But for now, that's it. So if we just get some help with the next bit, which is wrapping it in a cover to make it look pretty, using any kind of material you wanted. You could even have it on that side. I mean, I think the system quite like that. But black would probably be, I mean, that's really funky.
I think the other side is a bit more grip. Like,
Got a bit more grip, it's a bit more rubbery, and that's probably what she needs, isn't it?
Just so then she
Okay.
can slip off.
So we'll wrap it in black, and then once we've done that, we'll give it to your sister. And let's see if she can do her, what do you call them again? Aerials. Brilliant. Great. What do you think?
Pretty cool.
It's not quite like lying on a bed of needles.
Upcycling.
Upcycling. It is like upcycling. It is upcycling. Recycle bottles created something which I think would be really quite useful for anybody who's into gymnastics. So there you go. It's another kids DIY project. More a craft project, this one, but getting over all sorts of interesting principles about, yes, using things that you might otherwise have thrown away. How can that be used, repurposed for something? Looking at what we've got lying around that we might be able to use to make something what we need. At the end of the day, DIY is all about solving a problem and finding a solution to it. And I think that's what we've done. The proof of the pudding will be whether your sister can do an aerial with it. But yeah, it's all good stuff. So listen, if you've enjoyed this video, please watch out for more DIY for Kids videos. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, set your notification bell, and we'll be back with more DIY for Kids another time.